Morning, everybody. I want to do a quick video on how to handle the the car that comes in that you may look at and that's a piece of junk. It's not worth fixing. I can't believe they want to put money into this thing. That kind of car. We all know the car. I thought it was important to convey the way I like to deal with this kind of car, the kind of customer. It's something I've learned to approach 30 plus years doing this, and I just want to share it because I think it's important, and I think it's healthy to understand what the car means to your customer and what your customer's needs might be that you don't even, maybe you don't truly understand what their needs are. Maybe I'm not explaining it right. Case in point, I have an old 96 Corolla on the lift. We're going to do some work to it. It came in for he said about 40 miles an hour, had a wicked vibration. The car felt like it wasn't going anywhere. The car's in rough shape. I know this car is a neighbor of mine. He's a nice guy, which really has nothing to do with it, nice or not. It's this guy's car. The car's a little rough, and I took it for a ride, and it turned out it's got a brake caliper hanging up. As it gets hotter, it starts squeezing. It gets hotter, it starts binding up even more, and the wheel starts shaking uncontrollably. And so now it comes time to, okay, how do we do an estimate on this car? Because you look at it and you go, well, this car's not even worth the brake job. And I think that's the issue, and that's what I kind of started thinking about. And I actually had somebody in here yesterday, and we were discussing the same thing. And the guy looked at it and went, junky. And I went, well, you can't say that, because two things here. One is maybe the customer knows the car is a piece of worn out metal. We'll be polite, right? You want to say something else. Maybe they understand what the car is, but that's all they got. Second is, maybe they don't. Maybe to them this car means something. For whatever reason, never question it. I had a customer, off on a tangent just real quick, I had a customer come in one time, and there was a stain on the seat of the car, and he was almost in tears. It was a Ford Escort, and anybody that didn't know the backstory would have thought, this guy's off his rocker. Why is he getting so upset about a stain on the seat? It turned out, I knew the story. He was a good customer of mine. His daughter had passed away at a very young age, and it was her car, and he was looking to keep the car. As he said, they're going to bury me in it. This is the only thing I have left of hers. My point is, you never know the backstory, so never judge. Everybody's, I say, everybody's, piece of junk to you is somebody else's Cadillac. You start beating up on Cadillacs now, right? Whatever, their Porsche, their Lamborghini. Piece of junk to you is somebody else's piece of gold. Or the other side is that maybe they understand it's a piece of junk and it's all they got. They're struggling. So the point is, don't look at it for what it is. It's a car. It needs to be fixed. Don't say, well, I'm going to price it differently, or I'm going to try to take a shortcut to help this guy out because this car's not really worth it. Case in point, this car here, it's got a caliper hanging up. It's got space shuttle mileage, and it's all original, other than pads, and it really should get what I feel is pads, rotors, put a set of calipers on it, and put a set of brake hoses on it. Somebody else may look at it and go, well, I just throw a caliper on it, get it out the door. The problem with that is, now it comes back, now the other caliper's binding up. Now the hose is swelled and it's leaking or whatever, or now that he smoked the brakes, maybe the brakes won't work right. Maybe the brakes are gonna grunt and groan and whatever, and he's gonna come back and go, hey, you just fixed my brakes, and now they're making noise, and now you're like, I tried to help this guy out, and now I'm eating it. So I think the approach is, and I kind of had that for a minute. I had that where I just want to throw a caliper in this thing, get this guy out the door, and get him down the road. I know he's struggling a little bit. but then I'm gonna get beat up. And I want to be fair to him, and I want to be fair to me, and I want to make sure he's happy, and I want to make sure the car is safe. Got to make sure the car is safe. So price, the job, the scope of work shouldn't change because of the way the car looks, because of the depth of the guy's pocket, or because of your schedule. Stick to your guns, stick to your rules, stick to your reputation. Don't get pressured into either the customer telling you how the job should go. That's also another common one. And don't, it's nice to try to help somebody, but, buy them a cup of coffee. Don't try to cut the scope of the work to help them, and then you get burned, or they get into an accident, or something horrible. And the last thing is, the other common question is, kind of leads in, the customer comes in and says, well, is it worth it? And that's a question I don't answer. Unless the chassis is falling out of it, or it's something that's like irreparable, I never tell a customer if I think it's worth it. I will tell them what I think the car needs now. I'll tell them what I think it's going to need soon, and I'll let them decide if they want to put the money into the car or buy another one. And here's the reason. When they say, is the car worth it? I'm not the one that's got to buy the new car. They do. I don't know what their pocket is. I don't know what their budget is. I don't have their issues. I don't know what's going on in their life to tell them, you should just go buy a new car. I wish somebody would tell me that. I go, oh, okay, I'll go buy a new car. That's easy. It's not the right answer. My thing is, never tell somebody car's not worth it unless it's really a safety problem. The car's falling apart physically, and there's nothing to do about it. That's different. I don't care if this 20-something-year-old Corolla needs an engine. I'll give him a price on an engine. If he asks me if it's worth it, go, well, here's what the engine is going to cost. Is it worth it to you? Do you want to go out and buy your vehicle? This is arguable, and I had this discussion with somebody yesterday. I look at it as, I don't look at what the car is worth. It has nothing to do with the value of this car. It has to do with the value of the car they're going to need to buy to replace this. This car is worth $300 or whatever it is, $400,000, $500,000, and these $1,200 in repairs. Is the car worth it? Well, the repairs are worth more than the car. For me, that's not the equation. The equation is, you're going to have to go out and spend 10 grand or 20 grand or 30 grand on a new vehicle. That's the value. That's where the value lies. So don't get cornered into telling somebody it's worth it or not, because the problem with that is, you don't know their value, and you don't know their worth and their pocket and their budget, and you don't want them to go down the road 6 months, a year, and go, I shouldn't have listened to that guy. I should have kept what I had. That car had its issues, but it was okay, or whatever. Well, maybe there's some kind of other value going on with that car. Like I said, with the guy with the Ford Escort, never assume it's just a monetary value. Stick to your guns. Do the estimate the same way. Every car, regardless of what it looks like, how old it is, the mileage. Stick to your guns. Have a set guideline for yourself. And this is shop owners. You guys know this, that have been doing this a while. Even the guys that are doing this for your friend. Your DIYer, your whatever. You want to help your friend out. Don't let them pressure you into taking the shortcuts. Your name, your reputation's on the line. Build the same. Stick to your guns. This is what I think it needs to fix this car properly, this situation. Let them decide. And that's it. Guys, I hope I went on a tangent. I rambled on a little bit, but this is something that I feel is important, and it means a lot to me. And it's this discussion that has been had a lot in the back room of many shops. So I just thought it was important. Let me know what you think. Let me know your opinion. Let me know how you guys deal with the POS that comes in, or the car that you scoff at and go, no way. How do you guys deal with it? Let me know your opinions, your thoughts. Let me know if I rambled on too much. Let me know that I need to lose a few pounds, because God, I do. And I need a shave too, and a haircut. But I hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody's having fun. Hit subscribe. Ring the bell. Let me know your thoughts. We'll see you next time. Thank you.